Hello everyone. Welcome to Link and Learn. Today we are going to discuss the concept of inheritance in Java programming. In real life, as children, we might have inherited some behavioral characteristics from our parents. Inheritance in Java program is something similar, but in terms of programming, we will be inheriting the properties of different classes. Let's understand better through some examples. I'm going to create two classes, a class named P and a class named C, representing parent and child. Now I'm going to open the parent class. As you can see, some IDEs automatically generate some additional code for you so that you can save your time. For better understanding, I'm just removing all this extra code so that we are only left with the parent class. In the parent class, I'm going to define an integer variable, let's say age. Another variable I'm going to define in the parent class will be a string, let's say name. So now I have two variables, age and name, which is part of the parent class. Save the file and then compile so that it is ready to use. As you can see, there is no error. Now I am going to the class C, which is representing the child class. Just like in the previous class, remove all the extra code. Now you have a clean class C. You have to tell the Java program that C is a class which is a child of the class P. That can be done with the keyword extends. Extends is the keyword which is used to define the inheritance relation. By defining public class C extends P, I am telling the Java program that C is a class which is a child of the P class. Save the file, compile the program. Now you can see that in BlueJay IDE, there will be an arrow pointing towards the parent. This means that C is a child of the P class. Now we need a class to use these parent and child. So I'm going to create a new class, let's say test class. This is the class where we will be defining our main function. Open the test class, remove all the extra code and then define your main function. Compile the program. As you can see, there is no error. Now I'm going to use the parent class and the child class. So in order to use the parent class P, you need to create an object for P. So I'm going to create an object for the P class. P objp is equal to new P. So the meaning is I'm going to create an object called as objp. You can give any name for the object for the parent class, which is represented by the letter P. By using the new keyword, I'm assigning all the data member and member function characteristics to this particular object. Now, using the object of the P class, I'm going to print the values of the variable that is defined in the class. So, in order to do that, you need to write the println function. Now, end with a semicolon. Save the file, compile the program. You can see that there is no error. Now, you can see some dotted lines. This means that in this test program, I will be using this P class. So let's see what is the result. So I'm going to execute this program. Now I'm going to execute this program. When I execute this program, as you can see, 0 and null is printed. The reason being, I haven't defined a proper value to these variables. So you can open the P class and then you can define the values. Save the file, compile it, and then execute the program. Now you can see that the value I have assigned to the variables are printed 12 and link and learn. So let's see what will happen if I create an object for the child. So in order to create an object for the child, I'm going to create C obj C is equal to new C. And then I'm using the exact same statement here. Obj C, obj C. Okay. You will be wondering why I have written age and name for the child class object. As you can see, the child class is still empty. But C is a child of the parent class P, right? We have inherited some of the properties of the parent to the child class. So since C is a child of P, all the variables and functions which is defined inside this particular P class will be available in C as well. So let's see what will happen. As you can see, the first one is representing the P class object and second one is the C class object. We need to verify, right? So just to get a clarity, I'm just adding a statement P class and then here C class. Compile the code, execute it. As you can see, for P class object, you are getting the value 12 and link and learn. For C class as well, you are getting 12 and link and learn. So now you have seen the values are passed. But what about if there is a function? So I'm going back to the P class. I'm going to define a void function, let's say display function. And this display function will simply print the word hello. So let's see whether the child class is able to inherit this function as well. So what I'm going to do is, after printing the C class object, using the object C, I'm going to call the display function. When you compile the program, you can see that there is no errors. And then when you execute it, you can see that hello is printed. So that means all the member functions and data members, which is nothing but the variables, are inherited to the child class. But what happens if the child has its own display function? I'm going to define a display function for the child. Now you can see in child class C, you have a display function of its own. And then for the parent class, you have a display function which is slightly different from the child. In the test function, I'm going to remove all the additional things. First, I'm going to call the display function using the parent object, and then I'm calling the display function using the child object. When you compile the program and execute, you can see that first hello is printed, which is part of the parent, and then cu is printed, which is part of the child. So the meaning is, if the child does not have a function or a data member, but which is already present in the parent class, the child will be able to use it with the help of inheritance property. Thank you.